dropping into the atmosphere. Was perhaps the best moment of television I've seen in my life, just in terms of like a few seconds. Like, what a great idea. Nobody ever thought about doing that before. It was so cool. And while they were prepping for it, I had no idea where it was going, and then suddenly it's like, that was dope. I came. How about you, Jen? What do you think is the most badass moment on the show?
Well, a very simple moment actually. In the end of season 3, that crazy pullback through the universe to reveal Earth just floating in the foreground. I thought that was it was not in the script, I don't think, and it was just something that surprised me. And I had goosebumps when I saw that.
Me? Well, you just took the best one. For when I came on the show.
Yeah.
No, my Mexican standoff with Hilo and Sakov is pretty cool for me personally. No, really, Kevin, you said probably one of my favorite moments is that when that ship dropped into New Caprica. I think it's probably one of the greatest pieces of television you've ever made. I love it. I agree with you 100%.
Right on. Do it.
I have 2.
Oh, yes.
One of the coolest things I think is when Galactica fires its cannons, like an old ship. They're really neat. I like it. I think it's neat.
Your second one better be better than your first, man. I like guns.
It's really scary actually, because my second one has to do with guns too. But it's okay. Proud caring card member. Oh my God, today. When Truco mentioned the Mexican standoff thing, when Tomo and I had that scene when we went down to rescue them, or no, when we first met you on Caprica, and the stunt guy or armor guy hands me 2 machine guns, and he went, "Here, you can have 2 machine guns." I was like, awesome. And Tomo got 1 gun, and we were firing, and we kept firing and firing and firing and firing and firing. And one of the moments was when the director came over and told Tomo to stop acting like a girl. And then the other one, his face was like, it was somewhere between like blue steel and like Xanadu. He was like, what are you doing? And then the moment was awesome when they came at lunch and they were like, the armor guy looks at the director and went, "We're completely out of ammo."
You know, I want to put a little dent in that story because I heard the story from Tomo's perspective, and the prop didn't hand you 2 guns. As I recall, the story goes that Sakov fucking demanded 2 guns. She's like, they give her a Tech 9, or so she's like, no. Starbucks would shoot 2 guns. Tomo's like, cool, thanks for the 357 or the 38 special. And meanwhile, RoboCop here's got the. So.
Jamie always asks me, he's like, why are you the only one of the SWAT members in a t-shirt? And everyone else is like in all this full armor. They're all sweating profusely under these helmets and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, I just did it. I cut off my green pants, it's the whole thing. So it's the guns, the 2 guns. I was like, just, why not? Choose better than 1.
Clip there too. You did the nice crossover thing.
The crossover?
That was pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked badass.
Well, talking about guns being a badass part of the show, I actually, and I'm not giving away anything here, I got to shoot some guns. Finally. I think James and I started. We were the first scene of the miniseries, which was the spine-glowing sex scene. And we finished the last scene of Main Unit, and this time we were shooting guns. So I think it was like really the first time I shot Kane, never mind. But it was really getting to shoot guns and run, and I'm not giving anything away. But I just kind of had to add in a few extra for good measure at the very end, because it was, but I got to shoot like a brand new first girl ever to shoot this gun, apparently. The armory guy was very proud of me. And then I turned around and Katie had the same gun, so I'm like, great, thank you. Well, at least I did get to shoot it yesterday, too, so maybe I was the first. But I agree with you. I was the first, yeah.
Armor would say that to all the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if I was an armor.
I will agree that the dropping of the Galactica was probably one of the coolest special effects moments, and it even took me by surprise because I watched a rough cut of it when the tower was just a box with the little green thing on the top, and Galactica was like a cardboard figure dropping down. So when it actually I did see the final cut, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I don't know if it's badass particularly. I always found it feels strange coming out of my badass. Anyway, one of my favorite bits in the show is when Adama and Ty are together. I think it's this season, and it's a very serious conversation about food is running out, everybody's, whatever, people are committing suicide, whatever. And Adama says, are the people on this particular ship still eating paper? And Ty goes, no. And Adama says, why? And Ty says, paper shortage. And then they both laugh. And I hadn't seen that, you know, it was a different part of an episode I wasn't in. It just blew me away. The reality, the tragedy, the humor, the humanity. I thought that was fantastic. And actually as well, on a level of shooting guns, because I shot guns with Trisha at the end, and that was so exciting and so much fun. It just, at the very end, the main unit finished around 4:30 in the morning. And 2 nights ago in Los Angeles, I just caught Apocalypse Now. And filming the end of Battlestar was like being in Apocalypse Now. There's like 2.5 units, 3 units on different stages, not with enough walkie-talkies. So some guy runs up to me at about 2:30 in the morning and goes, second unit! Second unit! And it disappears into the night. I arrive at the second unit. The second unit aren't there. They've moved on. There's some guy going, oh yeah, they moved on, pal. I don't know where they can hear sporadic gunfire going off into the night. It was fracking awesome.
I think my favorite moment in the show is probably when President Gaius Baltar puts his head down on the desk, and then it just says 1 year later when he picks it up. It's just, that to me was, I love that. I'd never seen anybody try to do something like that on TV and do it, you know, to jump a year ahead in the narrative and do it in the middle of an episode, do it in the middle of a scene, and it wasn't a dream, and we didn't backtrack on it, and we just kept going. And I thought it was a really sort of, you know, really interesting bit of storytelling, and I always think about that. I'm very proud of that beat in the show.
Well, you know, it's hard to pick one because it's such a, you know, it's such a powerful experience having been involved with this for so many years, and you know, the show has had so much emotional potency and so much, you know, political transcendency. It really, you know, there's so many things you could look at and you know, try to identify as the best, you know, kick-ass moment. But for me, you know, purely from an emotional standpoint, you guys can, you know, make fun of me for being soft or whatever, but the most, you know, memorable moment for me was watching Starbuck and Number 6 pound the ever-loving shit out of each other for an entire act at the end of season 1. It's hard to do better than that.
We beat the crap out of each other too. Like Trisha and I, we were calling each other like 2 weeks later going, I still have that bruise on my shin. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun.
I think we became friends that day.
I think we both realized we were kind of made of the same stock, and that we'd be good friends.
They wouldn't kiss though, no matter how much I begged.
They kept saying to us that if the ratings dropped, they just needed to have that fight again, just add Jell-O.
Thank gosh you guys kept the ratings up.
We got some questions from the